Hey tubers, welcome back for another adventure. So the Cub Cadet RZT Zero Turn mower took a couple of rocks and it finally caused me a bunch of trouble, and we got to do a spindle change. But just quickly to get this cover off, 1, 2, 3 bolts. This is what they look like, 1/2 inch. So easy enough to do. You can see I did a really good job. By the way, with the way these looked, a couple of these were cracked for a while. This thing was also cutting grass that if you looked, let's say my hand is the grass, this side was scalping a little bit. So I think this blade has been a little cattywampus for a while. I did check it and the bearings seemed tight, but I didn't, you know, jerk up and down on the assembly. So I guess it's probably been busted for a while. There are 2 ways of doing this, kind of the right way, the permanent way, and the I need to get this thing alive to cut grass way, and I'm going with the latter. And by that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that spindle and the blades and get back to cutting. Now, my friends on eBay, you could buy 3 of these spindles, and that's not STEN, which is a brand name, that's 810. And I believe these are made in China. I didn't see that on the box anywhere, but I believe, and I didn't see it written on these anywhere, but I believe these are made in China. So you got that. Anyway, 3 spindles, 3 blades, 98 bucks with tax, free postage, 107. Yes, eBay started charging everyone tax. Just a quick comment, if you are changing your spindle, they don't all come with the bolts. And you might say, oh, well, what's the big deal? I'll use the old bolts. Well, these are metric. The bolts on this spindle, they're metric. And the ones over there are SAE. They're, you know, American inch type style. So you might get to the point where you're ready to go together and it's like, oh, wait a minute, they didn't include the bolts. And oh, wait a minute, the bolts that came on it don't work. Also, a lot of times, the last time I did a spindle on that thing, the bolts broke off. I couldn't get them out successfully. So there you are. Last time I changed the spindle on that, I got a bunch of commentary about you should do all 3 spindles. I changed this spindle before, and I'm changing this spindle again. The other 2 are still alive. So I don't know. I'm not a big believer in changing all 3 spindles. I'm just going to change what's broken. The right way to do that would really be to drop all 3 spindles, clean up the whole mess, grease it up, and get it back into good shape. I'm just going to swap the blades, grease it up, and I'm not going to go through the whole cleaning, scraping, painting thing. I can't tie that thing up for a bunch of days. All right. It's take apart time. You know, make sure you use your favorite penetrating fluid to do that. As you're taking it apart, once again, given that they're broken, having your vice grips ready. The other thing that's very helpful is, you know, the old battery powered hammer. For getting those bolts loose. Been very happy with the Ryobi stuff, by the way, though they're not sponsoring me either. And I got to put some air in this tire. And probably what I should do, this isn't the first time this thing's run down, I should slime it also before I end up damaging it and having yet another battle to deal with. Okay, I'm going to start taking it apart. I don't anticipate any big surprises. Let's see how it all turns out. Once again, the those bolts took the cover off, then 1, 2, 3, 4, and the one on the blade. I think you could see it right there. And you're apart. I mean, I got it down at an idle. Okay, anyone see the problem? Anyone? So, I'll put that on and we'll give it another try. Okay, there we go. I don't think I see any more bad stuff happening. Let's see how she cuts. Good. Now it's just a matter of cutting the grass and then getting back to another adventure. I'm driving one-handed, so I think you get a little bit easy here. I seem to be having a bad day with this tractor. I found both ends of my belt. So luckily when I saw the spindle was spun and destroyed, I bought a spare belt. Hopefully it's the right size. Actually it looks like last time I replaced this spindle. I think that spindle was replaced. So I guess I'm doing it one spindle at a time. Alright, let's see if this goes on and we can't get back to mowing. So we followed the official diagram there. We put the belt on. All seems good. So I hope you enjoyed the misadventures of me cutting the grass today. I want to thank everybody for dropping by to watch and comment and subscribe. Bye now.